All right, guys, I resisted the urge, but I gotta sell out. You know, money's a thing in our society. And after a while, when you see Mauler, Drinker, and Neurotics cash in on being stupid, can you cash in on being smart? Well, it's hard. I mean, you take Cosmonaut. And I'm saying that because I don't know why. I did some videos on the prequels and Star Wars and the MCU, and they're like, you sound kind of like Cosmonaut. Now, they're saying that as like kind of an insult, but also a compliment, saying, yeah, I mean, Cosmonaut is okay, but don't go full Cosmonaut. I was so new to YouTube, guys. I was like, I have no clue what the hell you just said. But then I saw what they were talking about, and yeah, Cosmonaut's videos on the prequels are terrible. They're horrible. Like, he's actually not totally stupid, and he knows a few things about Star Wars, and give him points. He did defend the sequel trilogy on various good points. However, the guy is pretty shaky. I mean, he will just bandwagon too much, and then when he's a contrarian, he goes the complete opposite direction way too far. But I can see what they're saying, that Cosmonaut is kind of fun, cute, and he knows what he's talking about. He does seem to have some understanding of film, but he does have a tendency to just say stuff that's outrageous to get attention. I'm saying that as a preface, so hopefully I can get into the Cosmonaut grift, because man, oh man. Okay, so in terms of selling out, I did do maybe one video mocking Drinker's film. I don't even want to call it film. It's basically it's a very short film. Let's be fair, but it's meant to be adapted from one of his Ryan Drake stories. And like many people, I was gobsmacked at how really, really bad it was. Now, he didn't direct it, but he did sign off on the adaptation. He worked closely with the team to make it, finance it, crowdfund it, the whole thing, and really promoted it and built it up. And it was like, it's a proof of concept. He is the next Chris Stuckmann. But no, it was not to be. It got totally trashed. And I'll play the thing. Don't worry. We'll get to it right now. I forewarn people. This is meant to be a parody, but I'm like, bro, you're not in a position to criticize films at all. You're not in a position to criticize a YouTuber making a film at all. But gosh darn it, he's going to try.
This film features camera angles, performances, and dialogue from actors who say words to each other, and overall, I think Chris did a good job with this movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing more projects from him in the future. And if you like this, you can click right here and get Drinkerized.
Now, Drinker went on for a little while. I want to be fair. I'm clipping him near the end where he drones and then he does this weird, creepy smile at the end. And that's like, oh, that's, you say he did a Chris Stuckmann. No, Chris Stuckmann does not talk like that. He doesn't do things like that. He does do the thing of saying the title and summarize basically who the cast is, what the basic gist of the film is, and then gets into the body of his criticism. I would grant, I'd say Stuckmann is a YouTube critic. I don't think he's a film critic. I think he's just somebody who spouts nonsense, like Drinker. You know, the Nazism is not a big part of Stuckmann, so I appreciate that. Let me address even the parody, because Drinker's like, oh, and this one, people say words to one another's and have angles. I'm not going to lie, his film, Rouge something, has kind of angles and kind of dialogue, but legit, I'm not exaggerating, like, just basic things are wrong. Like, you really can't hear the dialogue. The dialogue is also pretty terrible. And for whatever reason, the filmmakers are at a very basic level. They will have camera angles shift for no reason to make it, I guess, more kinetic. But you lose track of the action. Also, it's not well done. Like, the cinematography is insanely poor. I mean, it is incredibly basic. Incredibly basic. I mean, what's one good thing you can say about it? Well, kind of their got basic composition right, but really, that is a film that could do with words between characters. Actually, it could do with characters because really they're just archetypes. So, for Drinker to parody, oh, this film has characters with words. These words are spoken. Well, you can say many things about Stuckmann, but he reached stage one. He has a story with characters. Maybe not a good story, maybe not great characters, but he got that done, whereas Drinker can't even do that.
As the first feature film by a YouTube movie critic that's decided to throw his hat in the ring and try his hand at filmmaking.
Okay, two things, guys. This is not going to be totally negative. I'm not here to totally trash Drinker. I'm actually probably going to agree with a lot of things he says. That is wrong. This is not the first feature film by a YouTuber. I like how he's trying to get out of his film counting as a film. Oh, that's so cute. But no, this is not the first feature. Also, he did give Chris a compliment saying, "Oh, it looks pretty good for the first time." There are many filmmakers their debut film. I probably when I do a debut, I will probably not do that. Their films look amazing, amazing. Some people just have that talent, so no, the first time doesn't really matter, especially because Stuckmann had the resources, which is the tragedy, which we're going to get to. I promise, guys, we're going to get to my praise of Drinker, but he's not making it easy, so just bear with me. Oh, no, that sound effect is his. It's not me with my bad audio.
Their own is a pretty admirable thing, and whatever issues people might have with him as a movie critic, sorry, film celebrator, I think much. The script feels like a Frankenstein's monster stitched together from pieces of other, better stories, unable to settle on a strong central arc that it can develop properly. And there's the
Well, I no one will believe it. I really did come in trying to give Drinker a chance, and like I've heard from very good critics and very good reviewers. I disagree with these people a lot. In fact, they were way more partisan and harsh. Like one of them, like he was brutal towards Stuckman. I think like, oh, you went a little too far. But I think the guy was pretty fair with Shelby Oaks. So there are many issues. Just from the trailer, you can tell like, oh no, he's gonna do that thing. So Drinker's issue is there's too much going on. And again, from the good critics, it's actually the complete opposite. In fact, like the things he's complaining about, oh, there are abandoned buildings, and then a prison, and then a cabin in the woods, and then demons. Right. You know, what often happens in these films, these things are connected together. Right. Anyway, and he's like, oh, there's serial killers too. Right. I mean, you kind of said that anyway, because this thing's like found footage, and the basic gist is there's a sister missing, and the sister was part of a YouTube group that went around investigating really creepy locations. So that's kind of embedded with. Anyway, oh my god. And to be fair, I guess, because I was spoiled on the ending, it's not the good ending, guys, so don't worry. I'm not going to spoil it. I guess you could say the ending implies something grand, but really, all that I'm getting from dozens of other reviews, I really tried. It seems kind of a small story. Very small. It really is about a woman and her sister goes missing. And Drinker's criticism of Chris Stuckman is, it's just way too much, Chris. It's just way too much. You really would think this is a Paul Thomas Anderson film with like 50 actors and intersecting, shifting perspectives and multiverse and Christopher Nolan and the Odysseus and the Guillermo Frankenstein to get. No, it's just a woman has her sister go missing. The sister was doing a YouTube thing. For Drinker, this is way too. Oh, it's too much for me. Oh, I'm overwhelmed. I'm sure for Drinker it is overwhelming. That also, that's not even a legit criticism, you moron. Like, could you imagine reading Dostoevsky? Or sorry, let me try to get the Russian right. Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky. You read a Dostoevsky novel and say, "Oh my God, Dostoevsky! You've got so many characters. Dostoevsky, you've got like 30 characters." No, bad. Yeah, Russian novels are like that. Russian novels are notorious for just being epic and huge. Even the smaller stories just have like so many characters. There's just so much is going on. That does not tell us it's a bad book or bad story. Like Ayn Rand is not a bad writer because oh wow, her novels tend to have like an insane epic scope with so many characters. That is not a legit criticism.
Ali, well, this is where most horror movies tend to come undone, because the moment you understand the nature of the threat, it stops being scary, and so you have to rely on strong character payoffs to carry the day. Shelby Oaks definitely takes a crack at this, but the way it plays out with one character getting blasted through a window and eaten by hellhounds that just conveniently show up, well, it felt more amusing than scary.
Well, I don't want to spoil Chris's film, although there's not much to spoil. So we'll leave very vague what Drinker was talking about. Again, I've not seen the film, so maybe when it worked for me, it will actually be effective. I'd actually give Chris points for the ending. From all I'm hearing, it is well, it's out there. It's out there. So give him that much. But yeah, I mean the only good part where Drinker actually made sense was like, oh, this is kind of extremely generic. That is true. Like almost every stereotype and trope checklist, Stuckman just did them. Why? I don't know. And that's it. So, if we were rating this like a movie, I have to say Drinker's Review, like 85% was worthless. Shelby Oaks is going to be better than that. The trailer for Shelby Oaks is better than what Drinker just said. However, he did hit upon at least a few good points, but, really, I mean, for whatever reason, he was like, oh, Keith David showed up, for the paycheck. No, no, that's a style of acting, you moron. I don't know if Keith David is an official method guy, but just coming in and doing the lines at a very monotone level is an acting style. There are books on the subject. I know Drinker's not a reader, but if you want to know about acting or directing or writing, you gotta do this, guys. You gotta do this thing called the reading. So Drinker clearly does not want to become a good writer, director, or anything really, so he's not going to do the reading. And there you go. But hey, I've learned my lesson. Do less reading, be more stupid, and get 2 million subscribers saying the dumbest things of all time. And there we go. But yeah, Shelby Oaks is very disappointingly, you know, below average. Below average.